Ready. And action. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Time for another brilliant lecture in native literature here at Sisseton, Wahpeton College in beautiful, bustling, crowded, sweltering, hot downtown Agency Village, South Dakota. And now, without any further ado, here comes the genius himself, the great, the man, the myth, the legend, Professor Victor Singo. Yay! Woo, 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 woo. Right on. All right, we got to get started. Okay, we have some important stuff to go through. This is meeting 3 for Thursday, January 21st. And let's see if I can make it bigger. There we go. Got to go through the roll. Duh. All right, let's do that quick. I believe another student has turned in her student info sheet. Good job. Lenora Ho Xin Ling. Let me go on and put on my old man glasses for a second. Pull them out of here for it. Hang on, I gotta set my microphone down. Here we go. Roll. It says here Ren Wenjing. Victoria Renville. Still missing a student info sheet. Then we have Ren Hui Ling. Grace Lee Renville. Good job. I got a student info sheet in here. Right on. Go faster. If I go too slow, all that yakking. Hong Xiuling. Red Day. Sunny, Red Day. Good job. By the way, Sunny, I apologize. Had to change your Chinese name because I gave you a man's name. Because I thought you were a guy like Sunny, our computer guy here on campus. So, mea culpa. I can't hold this microphone and hold this at the same time. Let's see, we have Mai Kai Ling, Kaylee McConnell, and no student info sheet. Faster. Le Xiao Ling. Why does everybody have Ling? Lacey Laframboise. Good job. Got another student info sheet here. Then we have Lang Jie Ren. Jeremiah LaFazio. Another student info sheet. Good job. Faster still. Ke Zhixiong. Josiah Kirky. Ow! I just got a paper cut. I'm going to start bleeding. No paper, no student info sheet. Faster, faster, faster. Ho Xing Ling. Lenora Hogue. Good job. Student info sheet. And then faster, faster. Oh, it is bleeding. I hope I don't get blood on my student stuff. Faster. This says Che Ai Hua. Alexandria Guevara. No student info sheet. What else? Guo Xuewei. Sherelle Goodsell. Student info sheet. Good job. Yay. Faster, faster. Xiao Sheng De. Xiao Sheng De. Alexander Flute. No student info sheet. Then we have, oh no, I just got blood on it. I'm sorry, Jarius. I'll give you a new folder. Dang it. Dao Jianrong, Jarius Changku. And last but not least, Lan Yo Jun. This is Iyotangwin Blue Horse. That's a nice name, Yo Jun. That actually means blue horse. Very powerful blue horse. That's a Chinese name. And it's feminine too, the character that I gave. Never mind. We got to go fast. Announcements. Email and e-learning. As you know or may not know, it is snowing outside. So and the TZ school is shutting down at noon today, and that probably means we're going to shut down early too. I'm just waiting to hear from upstairs or get a call on my cell phone, which I wear here because I keep losing it. It might ring any minute to say that school's shutting down. So that's why I usually don't bring my phone to class. But in this case, just in case, also, someone from Fargo might be calling to say, hey, we're coming to pick up the check, $223,000 check for our brand new truck. Oh, yeah, I'm so happy. But it's possible that they might call and say, we can't because it's snowing. All right, enough of that. Um, so yeah, I was saying that it's possible school is going to shut down early, so I got to go through this quickly. Opportunities from Professor Fisher. What is it? It has something to do with the Department of Agriculture, if I believe right. Check your emails, USDA, and there's they need technicians and student trainees. So click on those, download them, and look at them because if you're into that kind of stuff, plants and technical knowledge, and you want to make some money, why not? All right. Remember, why does that say to remember to log on? Oh, I know what it is. It's about e-learning. I am supposed to keep logging you guys on taking attendance and sticking it up here on e-learning, which is roll that beautiful beat footage. Where is it? Oops, I went too fast. It's like right at the top somewhere. It's probably under here. There it is. I had to take attendance twice a week and mark you present if I don't, or if you don't log on. You get marked absent and you lose your Pell Grants. So that's what that's about. Let's keep rolling. And remember that I have posted the Popol Vuh and a video or an article. This is the video. That's the article. Ortner versus Allen. Let's go back and I'll show you what I did. So I try to organize this a little bit better, but sometimes it's hard to. So what I might end up doing is after the weeks are over, we get through a week, I'm going to shrink these down. You can only see the title. Show you what I'm talking about. Quick. As a professor, I can do this. Click on this and go to turn editing on. Come on, dang it. There we go. So now I can move stuff around. Well, it just disappeared. There we go. This is vote here. I'm going to keep that. This, for example, where it says Singing Eagles office hours. What I could do is I can shrink this down by clicking on edit settings, and then go to where it says display, boom, and then click save, and then you're only gonna see the title. So it's just a way that I can make things easier for everybody to see. Now I lost it. Orientation packet, blah, 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 Zoomies, office. There it is right there. Schedule and office hours. So it makes it less distracting. And let me see how many people have voted. I believe so far everybody wants, oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not going to read them all right now because I don't want to put anybody on the spot. But from what I have been reading, everybody wants traditional midterms and exams, and that's fine by me. Less work for everybody. And so I might collapse this next week. Not today, but next week. I'm going to go back to this part. Click on that. Now I'm going to show you what I've been doing on e-learning. So I've moved stuff. Remember, if it says spring 2025 or 2026, it's updated. Okay. So if it still says fall 2025, that's out of date. even though these videos here, some of them are recorded a year ago, 2 years ago, they will say, well, that one says timely, so that means yeah, this is the newest one. But if it says timeless, that's hidden from students because that's from last semester. Matter of fact, I'm going to delete that because it's just in my way. You guys can't even see it anyway. Boom, get rid of it. Introductions, fall 2025. Let's get rid of that too. Boom, don't need it. Yes. Prospectus, that's from last semester. Let's delete it. Boom. Again, you guys can't see that. There we go. It makes it easier for me as well. So I got to get rid of these distractions. There we go. Spring 2026. This was probably recorded. No, this is new. That's from last. This was recorded in August, but it's still relevant. So I put timeless on it. If it says timely, that means stuff's going to get deleted next semester. After we're done with this term, I got to redo this all over again because it says announcements, right? Right. Now we're going to scroll down, scroll down. This is timeless, so I'm probably going to use it next semester. I'm going too slow. This one here is timely because I think the deadline is coming. Oh, there it is. We talked about this stuff before. This one here is probably timeless because I can use it next term, but I'm going too slow. We've gotten through all this stuff. I moved this up so you can see it better. Also, the Popol Vuh. Next week, I'm going to collapse them, just like I showed you before. Now, what else? This is also something that we are supposed to, everybody in the class, I got to change this from fall. That's what I mean by updating stuff. This is from last semester, but it's still good for our semester. So if it says spring, capital SPRING, 2026. Enter. Boom. There. If it says spring 2026, that's relevant to us. See? If it says fall 2025, it's old. Right. So this again, recorded last August, still relevant. It's going to talk about what's on our this. By the way, let's keep going because I'm messing around too much. If you remember in one of my videos, I spoke about the Earth Diver story. There's many versions of this, and I realized I was stuck on an airplane a couple weeks back, and I was going back through Read, Listen, Tell, which I didn't bring the book right now. Just look at it yourself. It's our textbook, one of our textbooks, page 63. Thomas King, who is supposed to be Cherokee, Greek, and German. He recently got outed as a pretendian. I'm not going to touch that because he always grew up thinking that he's native, and somehow it came out that maybe he's not. Maybe he did 23andMe. I don't know. That happens sometimes. Who knows? I might get outed as a pretendian myself because I was always raised as a Potawatomi Indian and learned how to make beadwork and jewelry. And my grandmothers used to teach me how to do lazy stitch. Only way because you can already tell I have ADHD, right? Wiggle all the time and never can stay focused. And my parents were going to put me on Ritalin, or more precisely, the nuns at Catholic school. They wanted to kick my behind and put me on Ritalin, but grandmother says, "No, give me that kid," and I'm take care of him. He sat me down and made me do regular flat bead work, something called lazy stitch, and another one called peyote stitch, and also carving and making rattles and drums. But never mind, I'm talking too much. But how did I get off on this weird tangent? Right. Um, the Earth Diver creation, Thomas King, and getting outed. Somehow, I don't know if he got a DNA test, whatever. A lot of times, it's been happening a lot. My dear friend, Tiffany Midge, she is Honk Papa Lakota, if I remember right. She is on that crusade, and there's another famous writer, I forgot what her name is, and it doesn't matter right now anyway, but they've been hunting down all these people who claim to be Indian, and they turn out they're not Indian, and it's a big mess, and we don't need to talk about that right now because we got to go. 337 days till Christmas. This is something that I mentioned in one of the videos already posted on e-learning, but keep in mind, it's from the Returning the Gift, which has changed the name to Indigenous Writer Circles of the Americas. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Anyway, this issues of aesthetics and issues of authenticity. So have a look at the video, which I believe is posted. Crap, I lost it. I'm gonna have to repost it. I thought I had it up here. 4 tries of retail generations. Is this it? There it is right there. Duh. All right, I'm sitting here spinning my wheels. That's the main thing I wanted to get across is how I have updated e-learning and the various announcements. By the way, RTG, Returning the Gift photo is, where did I put it? I might be up above. Let's see. RTG, where are you? Wanted to show you this really fast because it's part of, I think it's an extra credit. Yes, it is. Gary Hobson, RTG Literary Futures. Gary Hobson's my old professor at the University of Oklahoma. And back in the year 1992, they gathered all these Indians together. And here's a picture. That's a video here. And if you look carefully, you can see a certain crazy man who always wears black, and he was much skinnier back in those days. And I also see, oh, there's Lee Francis. He was one of the late Lee Francis. He was one of the organizers of it, and his cousins, Leslie Marmon Silko, and the other cousin was Paula Gunn Allen. They're all related. We all know each other. That's important for us as Native writers. Oh, there's my old professor. Anyway, that's important for us to know as Native writers that there's a Sherman Alexie when he was skinny and wore his hair long. Never mind, but have a look at that. Watch the video. You'll understand what I'm getting at when I talk about these issues of authenticity and how we debated this kind of stuff. And we asked ourselves, well, who's going to set the criteria for what constitutes real and good Native literature? I'm talking too much because I already made the video about it. So I'm going to knock it off there and thank you again. Instead of having 3 videos this time, it looks like we're going to have 4. So it's going to start. I'm going to stick the announcements video here, then the authenticity one here, and then the generations here, and probably the story of the creation of human beings. So we got 4 videos, and that's all. I'm going to knock it off. Thank you again so much. And in the next video, probably next week, I'll do a book unboxing. I mean, I've got books. You probably already figured out I'm an Indian nerd. And this Indian nerd is going to sign off. Thank you so much for your patience. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.